So basically, I am 18 and he is 30. We are in a relationship. So basically, how do my parents feel? My parents are honestly supportive. Like, they know how much I like him. I mean, they obviously, like, I don't think they love it, but especially because of how we met. Like, I've always gotten along with older people. Like, I don't know, at rehab, like, I was friends with all older people. I lived in a sober house with older people for like 2 months, and I was friends with all of them. Like, they were all like 30, and basically it was me, an 18-year-old, with a bunch of 30-year-olds. So when we got there, like, I had a crush on him, but he was like not showing interest. He would compliment me, but like, he would play games with me, right? You comment on it.
No, a little bit.
I've been to like a lot of treatment and done a lot of therapy, and I've always been friends with the staff and like didn't really get along with like the younger people. And my parents like know that, so I think they kind of like understand it because they know me, and they know like why I would like find him attractive and like find this, why I would like this relationship.
So she came over when we were visiting my parents. I did not tell them how old she was. They had never met her, but they knew we were in a relationship. And I think I left her alone for a minute. And my parents go, "How old are you?"
And I was like 18.
And I heard it, and I was like, "Oh God, here we go." And they like didn't say anything.
But your dad was like,
they got like an eye roll or something like that.
He was like, it was funny, but they like accept it, and they like, I don't know. And also another thing to add is that I feel like because my parents know I'm mature, like, that's why I feel like they understand why he's attracted to me, and they don't think it's weird, if that makes sense.
It's actually been the most mature relationship I have been in, and I've dated people my age, older than me, a little bit younger than me, and this one's just been the best.
Like, we don't argue, like, ever. And if like we start to argue, like, I'll be like, okay, like, we're starting to argue, like, what are you feeling, what are you thinking, like, why are you mad? Like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I understand that, to be honest. You know, parents at the end of the day just want their children to be happy. Very understandable why the dad may have given an eye roll. But yeah, it's a difficult situation because you've got to be very clear. You can't judge anything on this scenario, but I understand from both parties. I understand that maybe her parents aren't so keen, but they accept it, and his parents were a bit like, okay, we understand. But as long as the children are happy, I guess that's the main thing. I get that, actually. Yeah, I understand, you know, she's very mature for her age. But, you know, there's been situations, like, not me personally, I've read it online or I know of people, where they've gone to a club, and in the UK you can obviously drink at 18, so that when they turn 18 they obviously want to go out celebrate in the club and stuff. When they've gone to the club and they've had like 25-year-olds, 26-year-olds come up to them, and they're just very mature, they're not being silly, they're not doing anything like drastic or attention-y in that sense, but you know, they've actually had people come up to them and say, "I'm really sorry, I didn't know how young you were, like, the way you were talking, the way you've dressed, the way you've like presented yourself, you just seem a bit more older than you actually are," which, you know, that does happen, and a lot of time older people, women or men, can find a young person a bit more attractive because they're so used to seeing kids messing around, getting drunk, getting thrown out of bars, thrown up in the street, doing anything, like, and it's like, oh gosh, this child, like, with alcohol or whatever. But if she's very mature for her age, and he's obviously looking for that, like, a mature woman, and he's seen her, it makes sense. And if her parents think that she's a mature person, then they can see clearly that why he's found her attractive. Yes, there is a bit of eyebrow raising stuff, but it's both legal, and, you know, as long as they're happy, that is the main thing. That's just the main thing.